this evening, I want to talk about 15 legal and financial documents everyone must have. 15 legal and financial documents everyone must have. So I want to ask us this evening, do you have all the important legal and financial documents in place? Those documents that will protect you, protect your money, and protect your future. Because what I've realized is that many people don't have this document that will protect them in the event that an unexpected event happens. So these events are events that could lead into serious problems. For instance, you need to protect yourself, you need to protect your loved ones, and what you need to protect them, you don't have. And so that is why it is important that we should have this financial and legal documents. And that is why this evening I'm talking about 15 legal and financial documents that everyone must have. These documents are essential for every adult. And in today's video, I'll be sharing what these 15 legal and financial documents are. This document will actually help you to stay financially secured. It will protect you, protect your assets, and give you peace of mind. So if you're new here, this is Money Matters with Modupe. So I'm going to dive in straight in what this legal and financial documents should be. The very first document that you should have as an adult that will protect you, give you peace of mind, protect your loved ones, protect yourself as well. Number one, you must have your financial accounts in place. Your financial accounts, the records must be in place. So please let me know where you're watching from. Let me know where you're watching from, your name and where you're watching from. So Sword, I want to welcome you. Raven, I want to welcome you as well. Please let me know where you're watching from. So this evening we're talking about 15 financial and legal documents that you should have. Sword, you're watching from India. Thank you so much. Welcome. So the very first document that you should have is your financial accounts records. And this should include a number of things. It should include your bank account, your investment account, your insurance document, and all other documents should be in place. Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Thapa. Welcome. Please, as you join, let me know where you're watching from and your name. If this is your first time of joining me, please, I want to ask you to like the video, to please share, and also to subscribe so that anytime I bring up any new video, you can be informed. So the first one I said is your financial account records. We should include your bank account. We should include everything that, the name of the account, the bank, and also your account details. This is very essential. It is very important that you should have this account. Did you come from Nepal? No. My name is Modupe Vincent and I am here in Lagos, Nigeria. So keep all your account numbers, the name of the institution, keep them secured all in one place, and ensure that someone you can trust also has access to it. Is very important, and that's the very first thing that you should have. Your financial account records, have everything in one place. The second thing that you should have is your insurance policies, and whether it is your life insurance, whether it is your health insurance, whether it is your property insurance, all these documents are necessary, and you must have the necessary coverage. Ensure that you have this document in one place. And the reason why we're looking at it is that so that in the event that there is an emergency or something happens, you will be protected, your loved ones will be protected, and you will have peace of mind. Oh, there are lots of Nigerians. Okay. All right. There are lots of Nigerians. I'm fine here. I'm a Nigerian. I'm a legal practitioner, and I'm also a certified financial planner. So I'm fine here in Nigeria, and I'm able to provide good service for people. So that's the second thing we must have. The third thing we must have are your investment certificates, your investment certificates. And this will be your proof of ownership that you have this investment. It is not enough for you to say that you have certain investment. What will really show that you have this investment are your investment certificates. So we're saying that have this document all in one place. So it could be treasury bills, it could be bonds, it could be shares, whatever your investments are. Ensure that you keep those investments in one document. Have that document in place. So the fourth record, financial record that you must keep and have is your tax records. It's important that you have your tax records also in one place. And these tax records will include your past tax returns, the ones you have filed for the previous years, have them in one place. Have your payment receipts of the tax, have them together. Your clearance certificates, ensure that you have them together. And the whole essence of this is that this will save you. It will save you from trouble. It will save you from any form of auditing, or if you need to apply for something and then it is needed that you show your tax clearance. So it is important that as an adult, these financial records must be in place. When you keep them and have them all filed, in one place, it will help you whenever you need to bring out any of these documents. So don't forget your financial account documents, which includes your bank details, should be in one place. You could have them either on an app, or you could have them the physical form. So what you would do if you have it in your physical form is to have files, and then you label these files. And the first one you would have is your financial accounts. The second one is your insurance policies, your health insurance, your life insurance, insurances, all the insurances will be put in one place. The third one that I have said is your investment certificates. Keep them in one place. Label everything. And if you're also going to keep them or file them online, ensure that you have it in an app that is safe. So the fourth one I said is your tax returns. Wherever you may be watching me from, it is important that you file and keep these documents, because in law, it is not going to be enough evidence to say that you have these things. What will be sufficient is that you have evidence of this in written form, either in form of certificates or in form of receipts. But it's important that you have all this in place. And then the fifth financial records that you should have that will help you in future is what I call the pensions and your retirement account records. Your pensions and your retirement account records. So whatever it is, whatever form of pension scheme that you have, ensure that you also have a file which you label and keep everything that you need. So everything, every contribution that you are making, you are putting them in that file. Any receipt or certificate that you are given, you also have them in that file, so that whenever you need anything, all you need to do is just bring out these files and you present them to the necessary authorities. And when you have all this, whether your insurance policies or your pension or your retirement records, ensure that you clearly state who the beneficiaries will be. And I also want to say that whenever there is a change, remember to always update this record. Musikom, welcome. Where are you watching from? Let us know where you are watching from. So I'm talking about the 15 financial and legal documents that every adult must have. So whether you are a man, whether you are a woman, whether you are working, whether you have your own business, whether you are a man or a woman, it doesn't matter. As long as you're an adult, these are the documents that is necessary for you to have so that you can have peace of mind. So the sixth one I will talk about is something, and the interesting thing is that some of these documents people just overlook. You just overlook them and you feel that what is the importance for me to keep these records. I'm speaking as a lawyer that is very important for you to keep these records, because you might not know when that time will come that you need to produce any of these records. So the sixth record that you must keep and you must have and you must keep is your birth certificate for you and your dependents. So if you have children, it's important that you keep that birth certificate. And this the birth certificate is evidence. It tells us when you were born, it tells us who your parents are. So it is important that you keep that. And most times when children are about to go to school, you want to get a new employment or something, these are some of the records that are being requested from by our employees or the school authority. So it's important that you have your birth certificate. And in the event that maybe you have lost your birth certificate, it's important that you do an affidavit. You swear to an affidavit which would state that your original birth certificate is missing and that you are the one and the same person, and you sign that, you do that affidavit under oath. So, and once you do that, that can be used to substitute your birth certificate in the event that you can no longer find your birth certificate. So the number 7 records or documents that you should have as an adult is your marriage certificate, or in the event that you are no longer married, your divorce certificate. And this is important, especially where you want to do something. In Nigeria, for instance, where I live and I come from, this is proof. Your marriage certificate is a proof of your marital status. And I believe that that is the same thing in other countries. Your marriage certificate is the proof of your marital status. It is proof of the kind of marriage that you have entered into. Because here in Nigeria, marriage certificate indicates the kind of marriage that you have. If you have the statutory marriage or you have the customary form of marriage. And here in Nigeria, having the statutory kind of marriage, the benefits that is attached to the statutory marriage is different from the benefits that is attached to when you have a customary form of marriage. So it's important that you have your marriage certificate. Sometimes when people want to travel, the embassy of the country they want to travel to will usually ask for your marital status. And the way by which you can show what your marital status is by you, showing your marriage certificates that you are married. So, and if you are divorced as well, it is important that you have that document, that certificate as well, your decree, your divorce decree, to show that you are actually divorced. So it is important that you have that as well. I just want to list and quickly explain what these documents should be. They are both financial and also legal documents. So let me know. Oh, you oh Skill Luffy, you're watching from Swiss. You're from Swiss. Oh, thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. So let me know in the comments which of these documents you have or which of these documents you don't have. Let us discuss. Let us know why you don't have this document, and maybe I'll be able to shed more light on the importance of that particular document that you don't have and why it is important that you should have this document. So the number 8 document that you should have, especially if you are a business person, are all your documents relating to business registration. So here in Nigeria, the body that is responsible for business registration is what we call the Corporate Affairs Commission, the CAC. So if you have a business and your business is registered, or you want to register your business, it is important that you file certain documents to the CAC, and from there you get to make payment and do certain things, and then you are issued a certificate. So if you're a business person, what you need is your business registration certificates. If it's a business name, if it's a business proper, it is important that you have it and you keep that document. And if you are also in business as well, if you are into partnership, it is important that you have your partnership agreement. Oh, Clementina, welcome. Good evening. Good to have you here tonight. So you have your partnership agreement and you also have those documents filed, because we're talking about these documents that will give you peace of mind. We're talking about these documents that will help you. We're talking about these documents that will protect your beneficiaries. Those are the documents that we're looking at. The number 9 one that I'm going to talk about this evening is employment contract and your pay slip. And this is for those who are into employment. So if you are into your employment, it is good that you have all your records in place. It's good that your pay slip, what you are given to show your salary, you keep it. Your employment letter is good that you have it. From time to time, sometimes the employers ask you to come and do certain verification. And if you don't have all of these things, it may be detrimental to you. So to protect yourself, ensure that these documents, you keep them properly. And like I said, you can take a folder or a file for each of these documents and you label them. Or if you want to keep them online, you can open an app. You have so many templates by which you can use to store this documents. So number 10 document that you should have, like I said, some of these documents, we just overlook them. We do not see them as anything important. We just feel that, okay, I have this certificate, it really doesn't matter, and we just put everything here and there. But the whole essence of tonight's video is that have this document, keep them, and begin to put your house in order. Begin to put your finances in order. Begin to put your life in order, because you do not know when you will need this document. You do not know when you maybe something, like I said, unexpected happens, and then your loved ones have to get this document. And if these documents are not properly documented, if these documents are not in a place where it is easily accessible, then you'll be causing problems, not just for yourself, but for your beneficiaries, for the people, the loved ones that you have worked for. And the things that may be asked for are the things that I'm calling out, the things that I'm listing. You may feel that they do not matter, but you do not know if and when they would matter. And that is why it is important that we begin to put our finances in order. That is why it is important that we begin to put our lives in order. Document all these things, keep all these things, because I can assure you, I'm speaking from the perspective of a lawyer right now, that these things will come up one time or the other, sooner or later. Your educational certificates as well, and your professional licenses, your qualification, they are assets. You may not feel that they are assets, but they are assets, and there are things that you must keep. Number 11 is your emergency contact and your medical report file. It is important. Your emergency contact, in the event that something happens, who should be called? In the event that there is an accident or something, who should be called? So your emergency contact, your medical record files, it is important that you have these things. And in that folder, you have your blood type, you have allergies, medication, emergency contacts. That is what this file should contain. So as you're watching, if there's anything you want to add, if there's anything you want to give your opinion on, you can put it in the comments, in the chat. Let's read together. Let's go through together. Okay, so another document that I believe that you should have is, for those who have property, your property ownership documents is very important. It is not just enough for you to say, oh, I have a property, oh, I bought a land in so and so place. Do you have all your documents in place? Do you have your certificate of occupancy? Do you have your purchase agreements? Do you have your receipts in place? And if it is a mortgage, do you have everything that you need to have? If you are not sure, wherever you're watching me from, you may be watching in Nigeria, in India, US, UK, speak to a lawyer. Get to know your proper documentation, what you need to have. And once you know what you need to have, ensure that everything is in place. The things that you need to register, ensure you register them at the appropriate office. If you need to register anything, ensure that you register them, because ignorance of the law is not an excuse. So the things that you need to do and you do not do them legally, when that time comes, when something happens, it will not be a defense for you to say that, oh, I did not know. That is why I did not do it. Whatever you need to do, start doing them and ensure that your property ownership is in place. Your title deeds, your purchase agreements, like I said, your receipts, get them in place and put them in your file. Remember that it is important for you to protect your rights as an owner, so that you do not just pay. You do not just pay the seller and then you realize that you are paying for nothing. So it is important that you have all these documents in place. Number 13 document that we're looking at this night is your power of attorney. Your power of attorney is just simply that document that allows you to give power to another person you trust, who can handle your finances or your legal matters on your behalf in the event that you are not able to. I have seen that, especially for our parents or our elderly ones, I realized that either as a result of sickness or something, it gets to a time that they are not able to make decisions for themselves. It gets to a time that they are not able to sign documents. It gets to a time that they are not able to reason well, either because they have one form of ailment or another. It could be dementia, it could be Parkinson, it could be something. And what you're trying to do is that you are trying to put things in order. You're trying to put things in place that in the event that you encounter something like that, or I encounter something like that, what will happen to the things that I have? Who will make decisions for me? But where these things are in place, where you have your power of attorney in place, is easier. And that is why you must put somebody you can trust. Is another question, who can I trust? But the thing is that it enables you, somebody, to act in your stead in the event that you yourself, you are not able to act for yourself. So I'm saying this evening that is very important, especially for people, not just the elderly, even for young people, middle-aged people like us, or people who still have young children. So if you have young children and maybe you are elderly or you have special needs children, you need to be able to, take care of what their future will be like, especially when you are not sure of what may happen. I remember there was a particular year, my husband and I were traveling out of the country, and our children were still young. And although we didn't put it down in form of the power of attorney, but we were able to tell people that in the event that anything happened, and during that period, I think that was the time that the weather was bad, and then there was a couple of air crashes. So we just informed that, okay, in the event that anything happened, this person would be responsible for our children. And it was verbal anyway, but it was something that we did because both of us are lawyers and we knew how important that this thing is. So if you have little children, you have children who are special needs, it's important that you do something for them. And in line with that, I'm going to talk about this one as well, having appointing guardians for your children in the event that something happens. What we're doing, what we're looking at this evening is just a form of protection, protecting you, protecting your loved ones, protecting your children, protecting people that you care about, people that you are working for, people that you make provision for. That is what we are looking at. So for you to also have peace of mind, that is what we are looking at. So if you have little children, minor children, children who are still below 18, how do you want to take care of them? You have special needs children, how do you want to take care of them? So you can have that as a separate document, your power of attorney and your guardianship, or you can merge them together. Some of these documents that I have mentioned this evening, you can have them separately or you can combine them. You can combine your investment records along with your pensions and your retirement documents. You can have them separately, you can combine. It depends on what will work for you. But what I'm just saying this evening is that you must have this document in place. You must start putting your house in order bit by bit. That's the best thing. That's the starting point. I know I hear a lot of people say that, but I don't have anything. What should I be putting in order? I tell them that nothing is too small. No document is significant. All documents are important, and that is why it is important that you keep all documents. And I have said it again, and I'm saying it again. It's important for you to always review your documents, especially after a major change. So if you were a single person when you started, your investment, when you started your insurance, as soon as you now get married, it is important that you review that document. So that is what I mean. Another document that you should have is what I call, well, it doesn't have to be a special document, but it is something that you must keep. What I call your digital assets and your password list. So all those passwords, your NIN, your BVN, your personal information, you must have somewhere where you keep them. Not just because of you, but because of the future. When something happens, I always talk about in the event that something happens. I say that a lot because of my profession. Whether we like it or not, someday we will not be able to take responsibility for ourselves. So what I'm saying is that let us put our house in order. Let us ensure that these documents are in place. And for somebody whom we trust, it could be our lawyer, it could be anybody, but let's ensure that things are in order. So this one, you secure your logins, your passwords, your personal identification, your bank verification number, the BVN, your NIN, just ensure that you have them all in one place. It is important, very important. And the final one is the will. The will, the will. You know, whenever I talk about the will, people just feel like, am I going to die? You don't have to die. Or you don't have to be old for you to say that, okay, why do I need this will? Why do I need this will? I have put something down which I want to read to us. And I say that a will is not just for the elderly or just for the wealthy. No, it's for anyone, you and I, who wants to have a say in what happens to their assets and their loved ones after they are no longer there. It is just for you to say, this is how I want this thing to be done. And that you don't want, because what happens usually is that when there is no will, what happens is that the law would then come in and decide for you. And that is what happens in all jurisdictions. That is what happens in all countries. Where a person dies without a will, what happens is that the law will set in, and then the law will take over the belongings, the assets of that person, whoever that person may be. And I keep saying that as long as you're an adult, as long as you are 18, it's important that you begin to have all these documents. So without it, the law will decide for you. And usually what the law decides is not usually what you want. It's not how you want your assets to be distributed. It's not how you want your children, to be taken care of. So it's important that you should at least have something that is simple, have something that is clear, having the names of your beneficiaries there as well. And I want to quickly explain the difference between a beneficiary and a next of kin. A lot of people mix these two. A kin, next of kin, and a beneficiary are two separate things. When it comes to your beneficiary is that person whom you want to leave something for, whom you are doing something for. That is the person, as the name connotes, is the beneficiary, is the person you want to benefit. That's the beneficiary. And the next of kin is just that person who, that in the event or in the case that something happens, we're saying this is the person you should get in touch with. We're saying that this is the person that my company, my office, my bank, my insurance company should get in touch with. So your next of kin is not your beneficiary. When you name a next of kin, you're not saying that this is the person I want to benefit. No, the next of kin is just the person to contact immediately in case something happens. And usually the next of kin can be somebody who will make decisions or take decisions on your behalf. So a next of kin you can also make the next of kin. That person can also be a beneficiary. Do we understand? So a person can be both the next of kin and can also be a beneficiary. But it is not all the time. You might decide that as long as you don't want to profit that person, you don't want that person to get a gain, that person is not that person is not a beneficiary. A beneficiary, whether when you do an insurance, a life insurance, health insurance, is somebody that you want to benefit. And let me say this, a child can be a beneficiary. Your wife, your husband, your family, your friends can be a beneficiary. There's no age restriction. There's no age barrier. For a next of kin, a minor cannot be a next of kin. I mean, somebody who is below 18 years cannot be a next of kin. Somebody who does not have the mental capacity cannot be a next of kin. So if you have because I have seen it when I was working in the bank, I had seen where some people, when they were giving forms to fill, and they said your next of kin. Some people had put their children there as their next of kin. And when we looked at it, we realized that the next of kin that was put there was a child, maybe somebody who was even less than 18. When you do something like that, what you have done is that you have what you have done is that that person you have put, once we see that that person is a minor and has no mental understanding of what the person has to do, then what you have done is that that person cannot act as your next of kin. And like I have said, when you do not do something properly, what happens is that the law will set in. And in that instance, the law will set in. So remember, note that your next of kin and your beneficiary doesn't mean the same thing. So your next of kin is simply the person who will take, something happens at the place of work. That's the person that your company or your insurance company will contact. That is your next of kin. It doesn't mean that he will be the one to benefit. And what I usually advise people is put somebody you can trust as your next of kin. If you can't trust the person, don't put the person as your next of kin. Don't forget that I said that a next of kin is the go-to person in the event that something happens. It's the go-to person. And God help you that you don't want to put somebody who is after what you have. So imagine if, for instance, you put somebody there, maybe your brother, your sibling, or somebody who doesn't really have the interest of your children or your family at heart. And then something happens, and then that's the person they are calling to say that, look, this person is entitled to this person was entitled to that. Do you think those things will get to the children? Do you think they will get to know? So, there's so much to all this. And so what I'm saying is that please, when you want to pick a next of kin, take somebody whom you can trust. Take somebody whom you're sure will have your interest at heart. So in summary, I am saying that ensure that you have this document, your financial and your legal documents in place. Some documents you can put together, like I have said, some documents you can put separately depending on how you want it to be. So I'm saying again that please don't just have this document. Ensure that you review this document. I remember a time ago, I think about a year ago, somebody came and said, look, I want to do my will. And at the same time, I have some documents, things have changed and I want to review them. Unfortunately, before he had the time to review this document, the unexpected happened and he passed. And unfortunately, those documents were not updated. And so now he had children, but he did this document, prepared this document before he had children. Unfortunately, because he did not update his records, these children were not able to benefit from it. The matter is still there to be determined, but it is something that we see in real life. So I'm appealing to you, if you're watching, that ensure that you always update your documents regularly. Once there is a major change, please, maybe you are married and now you are separated, now you are married, now you are divorced, you are married, now a spouse is late, is dead, please change those documents, review those documents. Is key, is important. And another thing is that the law also changes. The law changes, and as the law changes, life changes as well, as situations change. Ensure that you do the necessary paperwork. And I will encourage you to save all these documents properly. Save them properly. If possible, have copies. You can scan them in an app or something, but ensure that you're also able to get to those things. Let somebody whom you trust also know about this document. So let me know in the comment section if you have found this video, this topic valuable. If you have learned one or two things, let me know which of these documents you do not have yet and that you are working on getting. Let me know. which of this document, or if there is something you would want me to talk more about. I have mentioned it, but I have not actually, gone into details that you want to learn more on. Let me know. So let's a quick review, recap. Don't forget your financial account records. You must have it, your investment records, your insurance policies, your tax records. Don't forget your pension, your retirement records. Don't forget they must be in place. Your marriage certificate, or if it's your divorce certificate, please ensure that all these are in place. Your property ownership, ensure that it is in place. So please, if you have found this video viable, if you have learned one thing or the other, please give me a thumbs up, like this video, please share with somebody that you know will benefit from this. And if you have not yet subscribed, don't forget to please subscribe. So I want to say a very big thank you for joining me. Remember, your financial and your legal security starts with the right knowledge. You having the right knowledge and also having the right documentation. So two things here, having the right knowledge and having the right documentation. So once again, I want to encourage you, please begin to take action today. Stop procrastinating. Start putting your house, start putting your documents, start putting your finances in order. So once again, if there's anything you want to learn from me, you want me to talk about, you can send a chat. I will be looking at the comments and I'll personally be responding to all the documents. So once again, thank you. This is Modupe Vincent, your certified financial planner, your legal practitioner. Don't forget, this is Money Matters. We talk about all things money matters. We talk about all things legal matters. We talk about things that has to do your business, your investment, even marriage, money in marriage and all these other things. So let me know what you want to learn from me. And so I'll be back tomorrow, same time, 8:30. Thank you for watching once again. I'll see you at the top. Keep winning. Keep learning. God bless you. Thank you.